Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing great. So children, today I am going to explain you connective tissue. So as you know, these tissue connect with each other and they form a different organs. So in the first line you can see the connective tissue bind one tissue with another and also connects the different organs, various organs that is present in our body. Now they are made up of matrix. You know, like we can attach or we can bind or join two bricks with the help of cement. Okay, that is cement. So in our body these tissues bind together with the help of matrices. So here the binding material is the matrix. It is called matrix. And we have the different cellular elements also, which also helps in the they are basically called the cellular connective tissue. So it is classified into three parts, as you can see: connective tissue, which connect or binds or act as a packaging material or binding material. Then we have the supportive connective tissue, which gives the gives support, like we know that our skeleton, the body, our body is made up of skeleton, which is made up of cartilages and bones. We have the fluid connective tissue, which it is we have the two main types of fluid or fluid vessels. First one is blood vessel, which flow into which blood flows, and lymphatic vessel into which lymph flows. So we have the two fluid, blood and lymph, and our body get all the essential nutrients from the blood and lymph. Next is connective tissue. So these are of two types: and adipose. So areolar is a packaging material, so it is present mostly everywhere, widely spread it is. It is below the epidermis layer of a skin, so it is elastic. So you can see in the picture, we can pinch, we can prick, or we can pull the skin. So if we will pull the skin, we can see that it is very elastic. It helps it to withstand pulling strain. So if it will withstand pulling strain also, you can see here. So areolar is the packaging tissue, remember this thing, and it is widely distributed all over of our body beneath the epidermis of our skin, epithelial tissue of our skin also, you can say. Adipose is related to the fat. So adipose tissue, what is the function? It store the fat. So adipose tissue store the fat, and it acts as a paddling under the skin, or you can say insulation, gives insulation to our body organs, and it is present under the skin, around the kidneys, eyeballs also. So where it forms a paddling action. So diagram is given here, label diagram. You can see a fibrous connective tissue, matrix, fibers, nucleus and cell, and here cartilages and bone, empty lacuna, matrices, and here this is the bone, Haversian canal, concentric laminae, matrix, bone cells, and here further the bone cells. So in detail you will learn in the higher classes these. Next one is, as I said, that this adipose tissue acts as an insulation also. Next one is fibrous connective tissue. Fibrous is given in the first word, so you can remember that it is made up of fibers. So it is made up of elongated cells, which are called fibers. So these fibers are very strong, and they are bundled together by the areolar tissue. So they have the elasticity also, flexibility also, and they form the tendons. And you know what tendons, we have the tendons and ligaments. From lower classes you know these words, these terms. So tendons connect muscle to the bone, and ligaments connect bone to the bone, so that they can withstand. So withstand against any position, or against any physical activity also. So you should know that tendons connect muscle to bone and ligament bone to bone in a proper place. Now next one is supportive connective tissue. Supportive are of two type which gives support to our body. First one is cartilages, another one is bone. So it is non-porous. Remember, these cartilages are non-porous, whereas bone is porous tissue. It has thick intercellular substances, so it has a matrix. It is also made up of matrix. It do not have any blood vessels or nerves. They are semi-transparent and elastic. And where it is found? It is found in the tip of our nose, external ear, trachea, windpipe, bronchial tubes, between the vertebral and end of the long bones, femur bones. So you should know the location. Bone, it is a porous, as I said, it has a good supply of blood vessels and nerves. So bone consists of blood vessels, so that blood can flow, and it will provide all the nutrients to the bone also. So it consists of both living cells. So living cells in the bone, present in the bone, are called osteoblasts, and they have a rigid mass of inorganic salts. So calcium is there, other bicarbonates, ions are there, are made up of osteoblasts. Then we have the fluid. As I said, there are two fluid, blood and lymph. So about the blood, you know, the liquid part of blood is called plasma, and the cell part is called, there are three main cells: red blood cells, RBCs, white blood cells, WBCs, and platelets, thrombocytes. So RBC, it contains the hemoglobin, which carry the oxygen, the inhaled oxygen, and it contains the hemoglobin pigment. That's why it is red in color. Then we have the white blood cells. White blood cells, they are basically soldier of our body, and they protect our body from the germs, from the bacteria. So they act as a defense mechanism. Platelets, they helps in the blood clotting. So whenever we bleed, you can see that our body automatically, that part automatically healed. It form the clot with because it is fluid connective tissue, these cells, and they form of fibers. It is also made up of matrices and fibers. So you can, it will help in the blood clotting. You should know the function also. Then we have the lymph. Lymph is a fluid that is surrounding the body cells. So it is also present in our body cells. What is the function of it? It contains the, it is essentially the blood plasma that ooze out the blood vessels. Okay. So it contains the WBC. RBC is absent into it. It contains the WBC. That's why it is RBC is absent. That's why it is not in red in color. So both the lymph and blood, they helps in the transportation of the nutrients, and they like RBC helps in the transportation, and lymph helps in our immunity to protect our body from different diseases, from bacteria and different diseases. Next we have muscle tissue. So muscles, you all know that muscles are very helpful. It gives white covers the skeleton, and it forms a muscle of the body. It when it contract and when it relax, then only our body can do movement or locomotion. Okay, so there are three types of muscles. First one is striated. As you can see, first one is striated. It is a skeletal muscle. It is a voluntary. So voluntary, you know, you all know the voluntary. Voluntary means which we can control, which we can control. So striated, they are we can control. Unstriated, we cannot control it. These are involuntary. And this cardiac muscles, they are basically the heart muscles. So cardiac muscles are also involuntary. So striated muscles are under the control of our will. How they are made up of? They are made up of long fibers which are nucleated. So you can see in the picture also, they have the nucleus in the center. They are elongated, they are cylindrical in shape, and they have the light and dark bands. So you can see in the diagram also, dark bands and light bands alternately they are arranged. So they are run parallel to each other, these bands. This muscle moves only when you want. Obviously they are voluntary, and they constitute about 50% of our body weight. And where it is found? They are found in the arms, legs, face, neck. B part is the unstriated. They are not, they are involuntary, they are not in our control. They are made up of a spindle shape. So you can see the B diagram. They are spindle shape, and they are uninucleated. So they have the only one single nucleus in the center of this spindle type cells. Where they are found? They are found in the intestines, walls of the intestine. They are found in the muscle of the iris of the eye, skin, lining of the blood vessel, urinary bladder, and uterus. So you should know where it is found. Third one is the heart muscle, which are involuntary, and they are present or found only in the walls of the heart. Remember this thing, they are present only in the wall of the heart. They are striated, uninucleated and branched. So striated means they have the strip like structure, you can see, and they have the nucleus. So diagram is given, picture is given, you can see. They are relatively short, they can contract without outside stimulation, and they do not get tired soon. So throughout our lifespan, our hearts contract. Fourth one is nervous tissue. So nervous tissue, we know that this tissue forms the brain, and it is made up of nerve cells. Picture is also given, cyton, dendrites, and axon, axon endings, you can see. So this tissue is made up of nerve cell. And so it in the center it has the nucleus, and it is also called as perikaryon. Cyton is also called as perikaryon. It contains the nucleus and hair-like projections, which are called dendrites or dendrons, and it contains the axon, this long yellow part, you can see long yellow part, tube-like. So this axon, they can be of 1 meter, they can be of 3, and they are 3 meters. In case of elephant, this axon is of 3 meters, and these axon, they bundle together, they attach with the one nerve to the another nerve, and they form our nervous brain organ. So it helps in the transmission of impulses. So this summary is given, flow chart is given. So from this flow chart you can easily understand the